And welcome guys to another video on our inventory system and just overall FPS. Now in our last videos and stuff like that, we talked about serialization and objects and stuff, which was very important because we're getting to the point where we're going to need information to come in and out of the system, referencing stuff like that. And here's the thing. We've got this game controller right here. It doesn't do really too much, but the thing is, it runs like our spawn and everything else. Now, if you think about it, even in a multiplayer game, you're going to have some type of inventory for your player. You're going to need referencing and stuff like that. What you cannot do as a player is use find object of type. Okay, as a general thumb of anything, you cannot use find object of type. Okay, because it doesn't care who owns the object or anything else, and you can iterate through them and all kinds of other stuff. But they always tell you don't use find object of type because it's slow. It's slow. It'll stall up your system and stuff like that. So, and another thing that you don't use a whole lot of is instance properties. Well, our war systems, okay, is not really referencing anything besides a filing system, okay? Players, main player, and then it returns a resource loaded. Not a bad thing, okay? This just does variables filled in with the player script. This doesn't care who owns it, so that's actually pretty usable. Okay, pretty usable. The player name, that isn't being filled in only by the game controller itself. The game controller in itself will not be networkly done anyway. It won't be shared across the network because all its job really will be is, hey, it gets a prefab and then it networkly spawns it. So you don't really get anything. Now this player container thing, this you'll have to use very sparingly. And what do I mean by sparingly? Well, when it comes to these slots and stuff like that, you will have to have a different logic for it. Like the player in itself will have to contain the things, because our network version, if we did one, we can't networkly tell it to spawn a prefab of this type. Okay, it has to be floats, integers, stuff that can be serialized. It can do a network instantiation of a game object, but it's going to be problematic. It really is, because you're going to have to differentiate from your actual players to the other stuff, and that can become difficult. But in any case, we actually have things already pretty much in motion for a lot of it. Get player stats. This sets up everything for us. And this is something that's going to allow us to go further. So player container is a static class now. And we have referencing to war systems, player slots. We have an update version if we wanted to do a, what can we say, a delegated update. Like, let's say player slots needs an update and war system needs an update, but it doesn't have to happen very often. So inside of a script, like let's say the game manager, and we need an update, well, we can have it do an update every once in a while. Have some version of a delegate, maybe. But like, let's say it needs an update when the game first starts. So we would go, player container already exists, so we don't care. So we go player container dot update UI. Okay, and it updates the UI one time. Or my personal favorite is how can I put this? How can I put this? Actually, I'm not going to say that right now because it can get messy if you don't know what you're talking about a little bit. But this update right here, we're probably going to clean up a lot. Well, an example of it is right here. See how we got this update right here? I don't like this. This very, very sucky. What do we have a step for? Okay. Alright. Instead of... Oh, that is actually an action. It's not actually a delegate. Okay. So, movements and a variety of other things. Okay. So, inputs. Yeah, we're going to clean up this update a little bit. That takes a weapon component update, but a lot of these don't require. Okay, so we want a delegate dater wouldn't it be a void updater? Yeah. So it takes a thing. Okay, this will never be if updater does not equal null. We call updater like a function, right? And this no. Crap. Yeah, that's right. Updater frame date. Okay. If, like I said, whoops, if frame updater does not equal null, there you go. You should be okay with that. Alright, so now this is an update method and everything else. This crap here, we should be doing. This takes. Okay, let's first do this movement. Okay, setup. We've got updates. Should we do this in the setup to player? Actually, yeah, we should put it in here. Okay, so frame updater plus e. No, plus. Wait, how do you do that again? With the delegate, I was doing it, but changing. How did I do that again? I'm pretty sure. Wait. I'm pretty sure it goes plus. Yeah, it goes plus. Movements. No. Is it plus equals? What? Okay, step. Where do we do step? Yeah, but step doesn't get set up there. Where does it get set up? Oh, you're killing me. Killing me. How do I add a listener again? I completely space out and completely forget stuff like this all the time. Okay, step equals 0. Okay, equals character adjuster. Wait, we can't just have it equals that, can we? I'm pretty sure that makes it override. And I don't really like that. Wait. Or is it because it's not being a public thing? Why is it like this? Plus equals It's a void. Yeah, it's plus equals. I know I had it right. So plus equals. And then if we want to describe from it, we just go frame updater. Minus equals movements. I'm going all brain dead now. There you go. What? Minus? It won't let me do that? Oh, it's because I got that crap. Minus equals. So it'll minus it, and this is the add it. Okay, so to do this, we need to do this. Okay, so the setup works. We're going to go in here, and we are going to just execute out of this. Okay, and this will give us the ability to just subscribe to that every single frame. And for some reason, if we... what? You're going to give me an error for why? Okay. False alarm, didn't like something. That's cool. Because it would suck anyway. Alright, so we compile, and we'll have complete movement and everything again. So here we go. We can move. We can do all that good stuff. We can jump. And everything else. And there you go. So, boom. It's kind of weird that we don't fall like we should. And I know I haven't done the weapon camera and everything else yet, but that's pretty easy. Whee! Whee! So the turn of a choice is because we use this delegate this way, and we just do a frame updater, we can now, instead of going here, take all these little things out here, go frame, not fracture noise, frame updater plus equals dot update. Okay, and instead of having this here, we can now have this here. This one I will have this inputs and weapon managing. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go up here to the frame updater. And we're going to go frame updater plus equals inputs. Go frame updater plus equals weapon managing. And now we don't have to have this crap here. You see what I'm getting at now? Is we don't have to have that stuff there. So when Unity goes through, it's going to go through its delegate. Every single frame, it's going to get the same callback like. So now my character will run and jump and do everything the same. Whee! Mouse updater, inputs, all that stuff. And it will still use the same little update. And I still get 100 and some frames easy, and I'm recording as well. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, that's good. I'm recording and playing the game too. So with that being, oh, I dropped below 100 because I'm full screen now. But think about it. I'm recording and running a lot of other stuff in the background. And, you know, I'm still doing good. I mean, I know there's nothing complex going into the whole the scene and everything, but that's still pretty good. So now, instead of doing this stuff like this, I have shortened up my update. I mean, this mouse look thing, yeah, that has a different signature, so I really can't do anything about that one. But now we got a step dot invoke and a weapon and some kind of other functions. Yeah, we're going to be changing a lot of this stuff. Yep, definitely. Definitely, guys. This is going to be great. So there's a little cleanup. Saving. This was an example file that we were going to deal with. And I hope you guys learned something from that. We've got the war systems. Now we've got war systems. We've got an instance to information like the player name. We can always write logic. Hey, if the player name does not equal this, blah, blah, blah. This is not a static class, though. Player container is a static class. So, and honestly, I'm okay with it. Because war systems can be instantiated anywhere. Okay, I like that it's a mono and there's static stuff there that can just read files and resource.load stuff. Because resource.load can get around the boundaries that we have of game objects. That was the whole point of my other videos. Like this player script, honest to God, can have anything that it wants. It can have game objects in it and load up game objects. It doesn't care. It does it just fine. And that's great for us. And I can load it at resource time. So textures, we can get away with textures. We can do a lot of stuff. So now, what's our time? Oh, it's at 20 minutes. Okay, so now here's our next question. Our next quest will be refactoring this class right here to use actions, pointers, and other stuff. Because we're going to change, and I'll explain this. Okay, since player container is a static class that's always there, we get a reference to our war systems, and we call it war info. We have the slots class right here from the player. When we instantiate something, we set that in the game. We set it. So anytime we need to like reference something, instead of going this crazy route of get component every single time we go to spawn stuff and things, and getting the player, and there's also this game objects.find type. We're going to be getting rid of that. Find object of type doesn't care who owns it. You can have more slots. See, if I have more of these in the game than one, find object of type doesn't care, it just picks one. Okay? It can be the right one, it can be the wrong one, and it's really quite bad if it does that, because we need it to be what it needs to be, right? This destruction function, I don't like this. I don't like half this stuff here, but I needed something to work first. So what we've done in the past is spawn stuff, but at the same time we've got this inventory item. This sets up everything that we need for the button almost. It even sets up an action, menu to player, okay, which is menu to player. This is a private function that gets ran by the button. This is the button logic basically. Okay, so we can take this B, which is an action that we can set anything we want. We don't have to do it to player to whatever. We can actually literally make this do whatever we want, as long as it doesn't require a parameter of like pointer event or anything like that. Yeah, we could do anything like that. So if we wanted to, we can make the action sell, or the action to do nothing at all. Okay? And when we click the button, we call B action. This shouldn't be valid, because if B action does not equal null, then we do this, because it could actually be null. If it does not equal null, if it does equal null, something gone wrong. So let's put a debug.log error your button something has gone wrong and is broken. Is there any overload messages that we can Unity context? I want the big old red and everything else. And that works. And you know, the thing is, people always look at me and go, well, this evaluation is very slow. Well, here's the thing. If we know it's never going to be null, and it should never be, the computer will look at this version, and if it's true, then it will skip this evaluation altogether. It won't care about that, because it hits this first and just goes. Okay? I know B action should never be null, but something could go wrong, and if it does, then we should just find a way to do it. So this T player right here, for game control, we're going to be getting rid of it soon. So I'm going to let you guys mellow out with this video and everything else. The whole purpose of this video is to get you guys to explore other options than most of the tutorials out there that I see that explore kind of the standard, and the standard doesn't always apply. I mean, no one's game is the same. This method might not even work for you. You may not like it. That's okay. That's fine. I want you to just open your eyes to other options. So, thanks guys. Like, hit subscribe, and all that stuff. I will try to get some other videos out for you, but peace out everybody, and see you in the next one.